There's just copious amounts of black mold. Now this is just nuts. Alright, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today Sonny and I are exploring yet another abandoned nursing home. You may be wondering what the hell kind of getup I'm rocking right now, but we had heard from a few people actually who explored here that they had some weird reactions, some rashes, some irritated throats, maybe something toxic is in this place, you know, black mold, all this other stuff that we're getting exposed to pretty much every time you explore. You don't know what impact it can have on you, so we figured better be safe than sorry. Rock these, you know, alien style suits. We're definitely having a fun time already. Either way, we're super excited to take you guys around this place. There's a lot of stuff to uncover, so we're gonna get right on into it and see what we can find. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of insulation and fiberglass on the ground. And I kind of wonder if this could have been the reason or the culprit behind the like kind of burning, itching throat, because anything like this, you do not want to inhale it or kick it up. So that's why it's really good that we are wearing masks right now, because this stuff can, you know, get into your system and you don't want it in your system. Over here we have one of the many patient rooms left here. These ones are actually fairly intact. Not many things seem to have been dumped. This place did shut down just for financial reasons, bankruptcy. So I don't know if they really had any incentive to clear a lot of the stuff out of this place. I don't know if anyone even had interest in buying it and taking over the place, because they did transfer all the patients out. These are actually special beds too. Pressure redistribution mattress, so I don't know if that's, you know, maybe to, you know, reduce some of the issues that usually come with, you know, long-term stay patients like bed sores or other issues. You can even see there's like a little bit of mold growth on this mattress itself, which is crazy. This place has only been shut down for a few years and it's already looking like this. So that's a little concerning. You see their bed too. So I guess two people would be sharing this room. I guess also over here too, they still have what looks like the call buttons. And yeah, little cord, I guess. I don't know what that exactly does. Maybe that was connected actually to the button itself. Yeah, I think the button that people could push, the patients could push, was down there. That's a little gross. I'm not going to touch that for you guys. And here it looks like they had a little bin just for disposing biohazard or, you know, used needles. So that's probably for any of the patients and their daily medications. If like a nurse came in here and administered like a vaccine that they needed or some other, you know, IV medications or whatever else, they probably would dump any containers in here, needles in here, other stuff like that. And this is actually the back of the patient door, and you can just see how much mold is already growing on it. Maybe there's some water damage issues or something in here, because it's only been, like I said, a few years since this place has closed down. And I wouldn't expect it to look like this, but maybe something's going on, or roof damage or something to cause this much growth. So we went a little down the hall and we're entering the South Lounge. I guess like a hangout spot for any of the residents that were going to be here on this wing of the nursing home. Got a few, you know, wheelchairs, a walker. I thought it was so funny that they have the tennis balls, you know. I feel like it almost feels just like a little joke, but like it's actually so practical, I guess, that they always tend to have them. Here's another patient or shared resident room. Mattress looks a little different in this one, and there's like this little side thing on the bed. Not sure exactly what that function is. Maybe to help them get out of bed or something. I'm not really the most well versed. I'm sure any of the nurses in the comments who work in long-term care facilities would have a way better answer than me. That's about it for like this section. A lot of the rooms are like the same old, same old. There's not really a lot of unique finds. Any of the rooms have kind of tried to poke around. We're going to keep heading down this wing and see what else we come across. We were about to leave this wing, but we saw the ceiling tiles in one of the patient rooms towards the end of the hall, and we just figured that this is probably one of the main culprits of everyone not feeling so great when exploring here, because there's just copious amounts of black mold, which is something you don't want to be exposed to for long periods of time. And the smell in here, even under a mask, is just super intense. So I'm going to just head on out of here, but I wanted to show you guys, because if you see something like this, you need to be careful and you need to be protected and you need to wear, you know, protective equipment. So stay safe out there. This is the section where all of the wings for each of the residents connects. So we have like one section that goes off that way, another section that kind of goes off in that direction. And I'll show you guys too, there's all these security mirrors that I've actually shown fairly recently in some of my other been in nursing home videos and have explained their purpose, but for anyone who hasn't seen those, there's basically just security safety mirrors installed for the safety of the nurses who are working here, CNAs, anyone else. Make sure that there's no blind spots in the hallways, because sometimes when you're working with elderly residents, you may also be working with people with memory disorders, and they could be very scared. They could have moments where they're either not lucid or lucid, which, you know, means that sometimes they may not recognize who you are or know that you are someone who is trying to care for them, and they can be very frightened. So precautions like this are very important to protect the workers and make sure that everyone, including the people who are living here, are safe. But either way, guys, I think we are going to go down this hallway and check out some of the other rooms in here, and I think there are some other highlights as well, so let's go on and check it out. Alright, it looks like we have the beauty salon here. Alright, noticing here, it looks like they stored some stuff, more medical stuff. Bunch of IV stands, you know, where a patient had an IV and had to get medication or fluids or something, they would hang those bags of medication or whatever it was on these IV stands, or let them be mobile, so say if they had the IV continuously throughout the day, they could, you know, bring this around with them wherever they went, you know, to bingo, movie night, whatever features of this place that they had going on. You can see they actually have a lot of different adjustable heights, because not everyone is the same height. And then down this section here is where the actual beauty salon is. So we can see there's just one standalone little shampoo bowl here. Maybe there's a different chair at one point. This probably wasn't what it was. I mean, I imagine they probably would have had a slightly comfier chair. And so if residents needed their hair trimmed while they were staying here, or, you know, the males needed to shape up or whatever, they could get that. And yeah, it makes sense because they were living here long term. So they needed, you know, spaces and services like this for them. So it looks like there's another lounge because we've entered a different wing. And there's like a more modern style walker that's left here. There's also a super pretty square TV that you can see it says lounge TV. Printed out for the label they put on it. So yeah, just another hangout space, I guess, for the residents, hence all the chairs. You know, rainy day ambiance, love that. More couches. Like that. This walker's kind of interesting though. Kind of cool knowing that they have some of the stuff left, because sometimes they don't have a lot of you know, wheelchairs or that kind of stuff left, and it's just a lot of empty rooms. So I always appreciate a good find like this. Okay, it's kind of funny that I just said what I said about appreciating things that are left behind, and then the next room that I'm in, I find all of this. Now this is just nuts. I know that people, when I make TikToks and other stuff like this, that I show all this stuff, it can get really, like, it almost feels frustrating in a way that all this stuff goes to waste, and there's so many, you know, people who are, you know, getting older who could, you know, really benefit from this stuff, or don't have access or the financial capabilities to purchase something like this. So it can be really sad and frustrating to see that it's all just left here. It's just crazy how much there's. You can actually see over here too, there's a lot of like extra parts, like a whole section just for like extra like foot section, like pieces, or however you add those on to wheelchair. Maybe if they break or something needs to be modified. But like all of these, there's actually one I even saw, I think it was this one here, it has like a little label of the guy's name. You guys can see that, Thomas Hyson. And again, some of these do have some mold on them. Not all of them though. Some other walkers here too. So yeah, this is just nuts. It almost feels like wasteful at this. You know, it is wasteful. It is that they couldn't have even, you know, put the effort in to transfer this or do something with this. So that is wild. So now that we've seen this stuff, it makes you wonder what else could they have possibly left here. This is the bathtub section for this unit of the nursing home, since there are 3 separate units. We're probably going to expect to see a few other tub sections that might look a little different. You see there's like a little walkway leading up into the tub itself. I really like the simple design of this room. Not too many modifications though, not like any, for example, like chair lifts in for patients who might have needed it. So maybe patients in this unit had less maybe physical needs and were maybe more able-bodied, and that wasn't as much of an issue. Or maybe whatever they did have was more mobile, and so they could exchange it between units, and maybe they just didn't leave it in here. Still, this is a very pretty tub room nonetheless. It's very unique compared to other nursing room bathtubs that I've gone to see. If you thought the other room had a lot of wheelchairs, well, we got more. I think it's going to be the exercise machines. Please do not use. Out of order. Looks like these little steppers. This one's actually a scale. You can see there's like a seat. I didn't realize that until just now when I read it. Yeah, lots and lots of wheelchairs. It definitely feels wrong. The more you see this, the more you feel like, how could they not have donated or done something? I don't know. In the corner here too, they got, canes, crutches. They got the wood kind. They got the more modern kind. They got any kind you want. So, again, wish this could have gone to better use rather than just sitting in a building here. There are so many people out there who need supplies like this, and it just sucks to know that all of these are here and they're getting absolutely no use. So we just left that section, or that second, I guess, unit of patient rooms. We entered this kind of section towards the center of the building that looks very like physical therapy, and we have this, I guess, section where you can kind of practice walking. Get another wheelchair. Lots of yoga balls too. Those are always good for rehabilitative exercises. So he's getting situated. You can see him in his own little alien suit and his respirator. Oh, uh-oh. How you doing? Oh. You would not make a good resident. He's having a hard time, guys. And that's kind of cheating right there. You can't just stand up when you don't get the wheelchair to work how you want it to. And then over here, it looks like there's a bunch of boots left, I guess, to maybe stabilize broken foot or maybe broken ankle. It also made me wonder if, something like this could be used for someone, for example, an elderly resident who is, high risk for breaking bones because of osteoporosis, like a bone disorder. I wonder if you could put these on people and that would, be preventative or something, but I don't really know if these are functional for walking around, or I guess they could be. I don't know, these are just the ponderings and the ramblings of, me. Because, I don't have a lot of experience with these kind of places. I don't have anyone in my family who's ever lived in one of these, so I don't really have any first-hand experience. Alright, and then over here is where I thought things got really interesting, because it looks like there's a lot of stuff left. So first over here in this bin we have Edema Gloves. So edema is kind of like fluid buildup that's kind of swelling, so kind of like a compression type thing. So for this would be the gloves and the wrists. If someone had a lot of swelling in their hand. This is something else, and it says protective, I think, skin sleeves for if you had really fragile skin, which is also the case for some people who are elderly, that their skin can break very easily and they're more prone to getting wounds. And then over here, this, to be honest guys, I'm not really sure what it is. You see there's this image up here. Ballard buildups. So it looks like something you would wear with shoes, and you can add multiple layers. So you see there's the different colored sections. I'm not sure what the purpose of this would be. So maybe I can look it up and see what it would be used for, if there's a certain condition it helped with, if there's any specific reason why it's here. And then I found this very enticing because it says prosthetic supplies. Makes sense because I looked over here and it says amputation stump cover. Has a certain size for it. So this is something that you use to cover, maybe say if you were amputated above the knee or something like that, then you would roll this over to protect your, you know, residual like stump or whatever you want to call it. I mean, they call it a stump, so I'm going to call it a stump. Because when you slide it into a prosthetic, you don't want like that directly rubbing on your skin, so this kind of protects the skin. There's some other things here too, like prosthetic sock. This is something else I was thinking of it. I guess this is like to help prevent like excess sweating, so maybe you put this on that site where you have your prosthetic. And it's like a deodorant almost. The amount of aluminum though is like crazy. It's like, as you can see, it's like 12%. And lastly over here there's some other stuff as well. These are basically like oxygen cannulas, I think that's how you pronounce it. So you can see like there's like these little sections that would go kind of up your nose, and it could provide a little bit of oxygen. It's kind of like what you associate with like receiving oxygen on like those medical like TV shows where they have like those things right on their like underneath their noses and like hooked over their ears. Basically what this is. Different types called oxygen tubing. This almost looks like a nebulizer. And I believe that these are all kind of like specialty utensils. Like for example, this one is super weighted, so that might be for a certain purpose if any therapeutic benefit. This one is like hooked. Not sure why that would be beneficial. This definitely has to do with like certain maybe degenerative diseases that could affect how easily a patient can feed themselves. These are probably all just for that purpose, just to help a patient feed themselves a little bit more easily. Okay guys, we're going to enter this final wing for the residents that stayed here and check out these patient rooms and see if there's anything cool left behind these doors. So this is a room that looks like there's a lot of just oddball stuff. It also seems like there's a lot of ultrasound, like jelly and ultrasound related products. Like this one down over here says ultrasound probe covers. And then everything that's wrapped up here, it seems like it could be like medical equipment of some sort. Not sure what a lot of them do. I didn't want to like tear open all the bags. But one thing I did notice is there's like this kind of like a, what this is called exactly. It's almost like something you use when doing CPR and like trying to revive a patient. I have to breathe for them, so you would, you know, squeeze this and that delivers air to them, and you try to consistently do that, almost like you're pretty much every time you squeeze this, like you're breathing for them. That's crazy to, you know, you touch this and wonder how many times this is used on a patient to both save their life and if it inevitably could not save their life. And this is another kind of like respiratory thing of some sort. Like it's called a respiratory setup bag. This one actually seems like it was specifically assigned to a patient. Suzette Davis. Here is that second bathtub we were expecting to see in this other, you know, unit for some of the residents. This one seems like it has a few more accessibility features. You can see there's a giant bar across, which I can imagine would make it easy for residents to get in and out, because they probably could grab that if they needed to. So there's some residual like grippy sticker type stuff that they put in there so that, you know, avoid a slipping risk. I feel like it seems more adapted to if a caretaker or a nurse or someone was assisting the resident in bathing. But still, this is a really cool design. Again, like I said, it's slightly different still than the other types I've seen in other nursing homes, so that's really cool. So towards the end of this hall, there's this very eerie looking gurney. It reminds me a lot of a gurney that we came across in another nursing home video that we made recently, and I'll link that up here. You guys want to go check that out, because if you like this nursing home video, you'll definitely enjoy that one. That one actually had power, so that made it double crazy. But yeah, something like this, I explained in that other video that it was likely for, you know, residents who had passed away and were kind of just awaiting transport out of the nursing home to have whatever, you know, whether it was services or, you know, being taken to a funeral home, whatever arrangements they had, you know, planned for, to kind of have those carried out. So usually, you know, this would be kept in a separate room called like a holding room, maybe, you know, only for a few hours before they were transported out. Alright guys, here is the last and personally my favorite tub in this entire place. The more unique style. Definitely something, again, I haven't seen here before, but it's just like, I don't know, more techy. Has, again, that like attached, like a little shower head almost part. Seems like this one's more of like, I don't know if it has jets, but it gives me that vibe. I mean, with all the special knobs and stuff. I have the temperature gauge. So you could set it to a nice therapeutic temperature. And this was the thing I was actually referring to before when I said like maybe like a modification to help people get in and out of the tub. Something equivalent to this, like a chair that they could sit in and they could be like, you know, brought up, and then that helps them get into the tub safely and as well as out of the tub safely. Let me get a little closer back and show you guys how it actually works. So as you guys can see, this is a little bit on the higher setting. So I think if you hit the orange button, it slowly starts to go down, I think. I might actually, you know what it is? Sonny did this for me earlier. I think it's when you have like the human body weight plus you're hitting the orange button, then the human body weight pushes it down enough. I don't think you just pushing the button on its own will do that. But on the opposite way, this lever is what allows it to go up because it pumps it with like this compression. It's a little harder to demonstrate when that person is not around to be on it, but basically that's the general idea. Push the orange button, you go back down, pump that little thing back and forth, a little lever type, you know, and it'll go back up. A little more simplistic. Some other designs I've seen in other places were electric, but you know, hey, this got the job done, it worked, kept patients safe, so that's what's important. So, I was finally able to find my lovely assistant, Sonia, and he's going to demonstrate.
Yeah, I'm going to show you what this was. So this was the chair that residents would use to get into the tub safely. It had a pump in the back. We used hydraulics, and it would actually pump up. This was the max height, but I'll sit in it and I'll show you what it's like to use, and it would come down nice and easy. So there's a red button behind me.
I think it's orange.
Anyway, colorblind. Just press it down, and I'm going to go down nice and easy.
Yep. Yes, that's what I thought. I figured you'd have to use like human body weight, that you couldn't just push the button and it would go. So, but yeah, you can see.
Yep, and see I'm lowering nice and easy to the ground, enough for my feet hit the ground. And then I would use these
to push off.
Yep, to help stand up just like that. So you can imagine what I just did is exactly what a resident once did here.
Very nice and safe and easy for them to use.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. All right, guys, I think Sonny and I both agree that 1, we are really hot in these suits.
Yes. 2,
we've seen everything that there is to see in this place.
Yes.
3, it was cool. And 4, it's dark, and that means we should get the heck on out of here.
Yeah,
so,
I think so. And this whole situation, wearing this mask for like 5 hours, is definitely a lot, so.
And that's like a full, you know, full-fledged respirator, guys. Every time we do that, it actually like dribbles condensation all over us because, you know, it gets super hot, you know, your own condensation for your breath. So, you know, putting in a lot of work. Wearing these respirators, again, it's important. We want to stay safe, and we know that other people have had stuff happen here, so don't want to risk it. Either way, guys, we enjoyed this place a lot, but like I said, we're going to head on out of here. Alright, guys, I'm going to end the video right here. I hope you enjoyed exploring this abandoned nursing home with Sonny and I. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and of course, like always, I'll catch ya in the next one.